जय गोपी जन वल्लभ त्रिवरधारी यशोदानंदन व्रज जन रंजन यशोदानंदन व्रज जन रंजन यमुना तीरा वनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Gauranga Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Hari Bol, Sai Gaura Hari Bol. Oh Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. नाम संकीर्तन यज्ञ की जय। समवेत भक्त वृंद की जय। निताय गौर प्रानंद हरि हरि। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च नंदगोपकुमाराय गोविंदाय नमो नमः. Let's pray together. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanasalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamini Iti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirbishesha Sunyavadi Paschat Desatarini Vancha Kalpatarobhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर शिवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद. हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Would really like to welcome all of you. We are really grateful to all of you for coming every Sunday to our Sunday feast, and especially this weekend, considering it's a long weekend. A lot of people have gone out for so many things, but all of you have chosen to come here. We are very thankful to you. Yes, all of us are getting ready, preparing ourselves for Sri Krishna Janmashtami, and the most awaited festival of all of us. Yes, people talk about, yes, maybe somebody's special day is marriage day or anniversary day or birthday. But for a devotee, the Lord's appearance day is the most important day for us, because that day is an opportunity for us to reconnect ourselves, to re-establish our relationship with the Lord. And yes, some people might say that, oh, there is no God, oh, God is light, oh, God is dead. People might say so many things. But once we understand our scriptures, we go through our, the teachings of our saintly personalities, then we understand that God is a person. He's a Ishvara Parama Krishna Sachidananda Vigraha. He is having a form. And not only he is having a form, and he is having beautiful rupa and wonderful qualities, guna, and he performs wonderful pastimes as a leela. Beyond that, we also hear that he has a brother also. And brother also has a birthday. And that will be celebrating tomorrow. So tomorrow is Lord Balraam's appearance day. Tomorrow is a Balraam Jayanti. Yes. So in our scriptures, it is mentioned that how Krishna and Balram, they are non-different. You would like to repeat this beautiful verse? Sarva avatari Krishna Swayam Bhagavana Tahara Ditya Deha Sri Balarama Eko ही स्वरूप दोहे भिन्न मात्र काया Adyakaya Biho Krishna Leela Rasahaya. So it's a very beautiful. So here it is mentioned as Sarva Avatari Krishna Swayam Bhagavan. So the avatar. What is means avatar? Avtarit hona, descends. Right? Somebody descends. The Lord descends so that we can ascend. Lord descend from the spiritual world to this material world to give us an opportunity to go from the material world to the spiritual world. And once he descends, what is the purpose of his descent? Okay. So what? Why Lord comes? Why Lord takes avatar? We hear that very beautiful verse, at least in our generation. Whoever watched Mahabharata, we learned that verse. What is that? Paritranaya sadhuna vinasaya chaduskritam dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. Right? Why? Yuge. Every millennium he appears. First is that Paritranaya sadhunam. Right? Paritranaya sadhunam, to deliver, right, to the devotees, to give protection to the devotees. Vinasaya chaduskritam, to annihilate the demons. Right? And dharma samsthapanarthaya, to establish peace and religion in the society. Last time, which pastime we heard? Anybody remembers? Last Sunday, what we discussed? Kaliya Daman Lila. And we heard that how Lord Krishna, right, he understood, okay, this is the day for me, right, to showcase how I can be a beautiful dancer. Yes, everybody knows that, oh, I am only nutcut. But now I want to show how I am a good dancer also. How? First he saw that how this Kaliya, he is really creating havoc in Yamuna and also in this Braj. So I have to do something. Yes, there was some disturbance, right, in that place at that point. When Krishna was personally present, still there were disturbances were coming, right? So at no point of time we think that yes, the whole world will be rosy every time and every place. No. Yes, the problems are bound to come, but then once you take shelter of the Lord, right, then things become so smooth, so easier, right? We can really understand the Lord's potency so beautifully. So Lord Krishna, how many of you have been to Kaliya Hrada, Kaliya Vrindavan? Yes, okay, yes. Very few. Hare Krishna, yes. We go vacation so many places, we have not gone to Vrindavan. So unfortunate. Yes, we should go. This year only we had gone in April from our Whitefield Center, more than around 400, 500 devotees we had gone. Yes, and maybe next year also we will be going to some places. So I would request you, right, please prioritize to visit these holy places. That's where, our acharyas have kept the treasures. Last year we had gone to Vrindavan, this year we are going to Mayapur from our center. So yes, we should visit. And in Vrindavan Parikrama, once we go there, right, like starting from our Krishna Balraam temple of ISKCON, then we go a little ahead. The first thing that we find, the prominent thing, okay, there are so many places, prominent thing is Kaliya Hrada. This is the place where Lord subdued Kaliya, and he didn't kill Kaliya. Then once he went up the tree, still the tree is there. Right? And then he tied his cloth, right? And yes, nobody can be stronger than me. Right? And then he jumped on this Kaliya Hrada. Right? And as soon as he jumped, yes, there was a very turbulent fight. Krishna wanted to show that, yes, I am also not less. And this Kaliya, through which, right, like this entire area was really kind of getting poisoned. Right? But then, as soon as this Krishna, he really jumped, Kaliya got disturbed. And there was a big fight. And of course, Kaliya then came on top of Krishna, and then Krishna was coming on top of Kaliya, and finally, you know, uh, Lord played enough, and then he danced, on top of Kaliya. And it is mentioned that with the jewel of Kaliya, even Lord's lotus feet become reddened. And all the Gandharvas, Chanaras, and the Yakshas, and they were seeing, oh wow, they are bringing all the, drums and their instruments to play it. And all the Apsaras, they were also thinking, oh, let's go also and dance. At that point in time, they said, okay, we cannot match, Krishna's dance. So it's better, it can be a learning session. It can be a training session. So let's now learn, maybe better, we can dance it later. Because nobody can match Krishna's dance. Right? So yes, but at that point of time, right, what happened? Three things happened. What we said? Paritranaya sadhuna. Yamuna got the protection from Krishna so that it got really cleaned up with all the poison and the Kaliya went away. Second, Vinasaya Chaduskritam. The Kaliya, he got subdued. Yeah, he was having so much of envy, so much of pride, and everything went away because of the bombardment of the lotus feet of Krishna. So yes, we might have also so many anarthas within us, but then once we have the lotus feet of Krishna in our tongue by chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. Then all the Kaliya-like mentality that is in our body, that would really go away. Whatever, Paritranaya sadhunam, Vinasaya Chaduskritam, and Dharma Sansthapanarthaya. So all area, right, around Braj also, they get also so much of peace after that point of time. Right? Yes, Lord does three things, and Lord does, Lord also empowers his younger brother also to do it. That's what we are saying. It's the purpose of avatar. And here we talk about Sarva Avatari. All the avatars. They announced no. Okay, so here we talk about Sarva Avatari Krishna, right? Is the source of all the avatars. Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. Right? The source of all avatars is Krishna, right? And Tahara Ditya Deha Sri Balaram. Tahara Ditya Deha. And it is mentioned that Krishna and Balram, they are not different. They are same only. Right? So Krishna expands himself, right? So that everybody can learn how to really love the Supreme Lord. It is mentioned there is no difference between Krishna and Balaram. But still, we can say there are three primary differences. What are the primary differences? Krishna is like a monsoon cloud. Krishna is monsoon cloud. It's a Ghanasyam, we say. Syama Sundar, we say. Right? And then Balaram is like a spring cloud, like whitish cloud, his form. And Krishna is having flute, is Venudhari. And Balaram is Musaladhari. He is holding plow. Right? And then here, Krishna, he is Sevya Bhagavan. He is holding a Abhiman, that he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That's why in Bhagavad Gita he says, Aham Sarvasya Prabhavo Mata Sarvam Pravartate. Right? Like, yes, Bhaktaram Yajna Tapasam Sarvaloka Maheswara. He says, I am the enjoyer, proprietor, beneficiary of all the yajnas. But the same Lord, once he appears as a Balaram, he is a Sevaka Abhiman. Instead of Supreme Personality of Godhead, he becomes a Supreme Servitor of Godhead. He comes to teach us how to serve the Supreme Lord. We understand three differences? Yes, one is that different color. Second is that the instruments he really holds. And third is that the Abhiman, the mood. Otherwise, there is no difference. Ekoi Swarupo hai bhinna matra kaya. Kaya means body. Ekoi Swarupo, one form only. Adya Kaya Vyuha. He is the source of everything. From Balaram comes everything. And what he does? Krishna Lilara Sahaya. Sahaya means help. So Krishna Lila ki Sahai karte hain. Jaise we hear that there are primary 5 rasas are there. Santa rasa, or what are the other rasas? Anybody knows? Dasya rasa, Sakhya rasa, Vatsalya rasa, Madhurya rasa. Right? Santa rasa means like all the, like you can say, even each of the objects in Vrindavan, they are living. Like it's a dham or in the instruments, Mridang, right? They are all reciprocating with the Lord. They are the expansions of the Lord, Balraam. That's why we worship Mridang. Because this is a manifestation of Lord Balram's potency. Right? And then we have Dasya Rasa. Even sometimes Balram, right? He presses the legs of Krishna. Krishna wants to take rest, of course, right? And he serves in a different ways. And then he serves as a Sakhya also, as a friend. Sometimes there is another, in that same Kaliya pastime, what happens? That all these Brajavasis, they came to know that, oh, Krishna has come there, right? And he's coiled by Kaliya. Krishna is coiled by Kaliya. And then all the Brajavasis, they came running. And also Balram comes, because on that day Balram was at home, because today is the day, oh Krishna, like tomorrow is the day, Balram Jayanti. This is the day when this Kaliya pastime had happened. Okay, that's Lord inspire us to speak about Kaliya, because that happened also tomorrow. Okay, yeah, that is the day, right? And Balram was at home, right? And then Balram also accompanied all the devotees, right? And then it is mentioned, there's a nice verse, it says that how Balram was smiling, and all the Brajavasis, they were in so much anxiety. What will happen to Krishna now? Whether Krishna will be really, subdued by Kaliya. What will happen now? Because he's now being coiled. Right? There was so much of anxiety. They were in tears because they cannot live without Krishna, not even for a moment. That was their such a situation. But now they're not able to think of anything. At that point in time, Balram came and he's smiling. And our acharyas are saying, who is this Balram? Right? One acharya like Sridhar Swami, he says that Balram was smiling because he was thinking that, oh Krishna, I am Ananta says, you never play with me, but you are playing with this insignificant snake. It is not fair. If you want to play, you should play with me, no? And the another is saying that, oh, who is this insignificant snake? If I really go there, he's insignificant. Why all the devotees are kind of crying so much? Yeah, this is the how, the all acharyas are saying that why Balram was smiling. Another acharya is our Sanatan Goswami. He said, oh, Balram is smiling because he's Madhava. Most of the times he's from Mathura. He does not understand the bhava of Brajavasis. He's just like always behaves like a king. Right? And somebody says that, oh, Madhava is a Balram. He always, kind of doesn't understand, what is really happening. He's always, busy in his own world. He's Ramanti. He's always in pleasure. He doesn't understand, what is really the distress of everybody. Right? But what we are trying to say is that how different acharyas also takes the one pastime and brings the different rasas. Right? Yes, we are talking about how Balram wanted Krishna to play with him. Right? Yes, he is like Sakhya rasa and Vatsalya rasa. He is also like parent. What is the parent pastime? Anybody knows? When Balram chastises also Krishna. He says, he is the person. Balram is the person who told Mother Yasoda. What he said? What? You see, Kana today was eating mud. And then Kana was asked by Mother Yasoda, Gopal, तूने आज मिट्टी खाया? मैया मैंने ही माखन खायो. मैं नहीं माखन खायो. और मैं नहीं माखन खायो. Right? Like, of course, we can really understand the deeper aspect of it. But whatever says Lord is is absolute truth. Right? But then, yes, always Balram was protective of Krishna. He always taking care of Krishna. There are so many pastimes, but we'll just kind of go faster. Right? Yes, in Krishna's pastime, he was really helping him, as a Vatsalya, and also Madhurya. It is also mentioned that Balram also appears as Ananga Manjari, to have the conjugal pastimes as well. Right? Okay, let's move forward. So we said that Adya Kaya Bhyuha. So he is the source of all the manifestations. Right? So it's a little technical, but as we grow in our maybe in our spirituality, some point of time we can really understand, because people don't have that concept. Who is Krishna? Who are the avatars of Krishna? How Krishna is the source of all avatars? Right here, right, we can see that how Krishna, the Syam Sundar Krishna, Yasodanandan Krishna, is the source of everything. And from him it's called Prabha Prakash, then the Vaibhav Prakash, and this Vaibhav Prakash is Lord Balaram. And from Balaram, right, all this Vasudev, Sankarsana, Pradyumna, Aniruddha come, right? And after that, there is a lot of another Chaturvyuha comes, and then we have these different Purusa avatars coming, and then a lot of this Leela avatars coming. So how they really come in successions. So it is mentioned that how Lord Balraam, he is the source of, as you can see from here, he is the source of all the manifestations. From Balraam only comes everything. Okay, so now all of us know this beautiful pastime, how Lord Balraam is having two mothers. We have heard that a mother having two sons, but usually we have not heard a son having two mothers, really two mothers. Right? And even our Parikit Maharaj, he also got bewildered. Right? You said that, yeah, Balraam is Rohini Nandan, but then you said that Balraam is also in the womb of Devaki. How it is possible? At that point of time, Sukadeva Goswami says in detail why Lord Balraam first appeared in Devaki's womb. Why he appeared. Then he talks about that. So yes, maybe next weekend, if we get some time, we'll talk about Lord Krishna's appearance. But all of us know that, right? How in the womb of Devaki, first the 6 sons appeared, right? And they were mercilessly killed by Kamsa. Right? And after that, now of course, Balram appears in the womb of Mother Devaki, and then Krishna appears in the womb of Devaki. So somebody might ask, right, why Balram could have appeared directly in Rohini's womb, why he really appeared in Devaki's womb? It is mentioned, very important for all of us to note the reason behind it. What is it? It is mentioned by our acharyas that the 6 sons of Devaki, they were nothing but the 6 anarthas within us. Right? These 6 sons being cursed by Brahma, they were supposed to take birth here and meant to be killed by Kamsa. And there's a different long pastime, we'll discuss sometime later. But they were meant to be killed by Kamsa. But then once they were killed, these demons also appeared. Right, in the demons, right, or the Rishi Putras, actually they were cursed by Brahma to really appear in the material world to get purified and to go back once again. But yes, these are the 6 anarthas, they represent 6 anarthas. Right? And these 6 anarthas, right, they were to be killed, right? How? And then they need to be purified, right? Because they were in the womb of Devaki. That womb need to be purified before Krishna appears. Right? Of course, Krishna, he is really transcendental. He is a Dibya. Right? He really doesn't stay he does not really comes through material union. Right? He is really Achintya. Right? At the same time, just for us to understand it in a simple way. Right? Yes, Lord Balraam, he first appears and purifies that abode, that place for Krishna to appear. Right? So yes, all of us have 6 anarthas within our heart. Right? And for Krishna to appear, first Balram has to come and clean it. Right? That's why most of the times if somebody says also, please chant Krishna's name, you are not able to chant Krishna's name. Right? So if somebody says, oh please read Bhagavatam, still we are not able to read. Because yes, it is said that Kali Kale Naam Rupe Krishna Avatar. The Kali Kale, in this age of Kali, Krishna and his name, they are not different. It is also mentioned, Krishna Tulya Bhagavata. Krishna and Bhagavatam, they are not different. But still we are not able to understand Bhagavatam. We are not able to read Bhagavatam. Why? Because Balram has not yet appeared. Right? Once Balram appears, then we really able to understand and the potency of the holy name, Bhagavatam, and the association and the Lord. Right? And yes, that's why we say Balram. What is Balram? Balram's, we said that what is the instrument? What is the instrument? Plow, hull. Right? So in a land, in a barren land, if you sow the seed, Will the seeds grow as a plant? Will it happen? No. For that, what do you need to do first of all? We need to plow it. We need to plow it. Once you plow it, once you water it, and then comes a beautiful tree. Similarly, it is mentioned that Brahmanda Brahmite Kon Bhagyavana Jiva Guru Krishna Prasade Paye Bhakti Lata Bija. Right? With the mercy of Guru and Krishna, right? Krishna sows the seed of bhakti within our heart. But because it is barren, now on the day of Janmashtami, we will sow the seed of bhakti through prasad, through beautiful darshan, through katha, through Krishna Kirtan, in so many ways. We will sow the seed. But some of the seeds, they will go there, but as a barren land, it will not produce bhakti. Hardly maybe, some hundreds of people once again they will come to this Gita course and they will practice bhakti. Otherwise, they will just get dried up at that point of time. Right? Okay, once again they will go back and they will kind of be busy in their own world. Why? Because the land is barren. Land is barren. And how it really gets plowed? The plowing of this land is considered as the plowing of Balraam. And what is that? This is the instruction of the spiritual master. The instruction of the spiritual master is non-different than the plowing of Balraam. How? Because the instructions, once you follow it, plowing, is it easy? Is it easy? For the land, it is difficult. It's tough. Right? Similarly, to follow the instructions also, it is very tough. Right? Yes, sometimes, yes, we might say that, oh, I have a guru. But to follow the instruction of guru, it is very tough. Right? But then, once we get this, that's called Balraam. Balraam, who is it? He is having a Bala and also gives the Ram. He gives the pleasure. So once we have the mercy of Prabhupada, once we have mercy of Guru, then we get Bala, right? To practice the devotional service. That's why it is mentioned in Bhagavad Gita. This Krishna's knowledge, Bhagavad Gita, is like a sword which really cuts all the attachments, illusions and ignorances. But how do you really cut it? We have a sword as a Bhagavad Gita, but we are not able to pick up that sword. We are not able to get that sword. We don't have that strength. That strength comes from Lord Balraam. That strength comes from Prabhupada. I'll just give you a very nice story. How a devotee, he becomes so much strengthful, right? He has so much of strength. In our 1970s, when our Juhu temple was getting opened up, right? We had taken that land, from a landlord called Mr. N, right? And this Mr. N, he was a very crooked person. He was really taking like the money from some people, and then he used to sell it to somebody else, and saying that, oh, these are the foreigners who have come, they don't know anything, and I'll take the money from them also and I'll give it to somebody else. So that was his plan. And but somehow or other, with the blessings of Srila Prabhupada, right, the devotees were trying to deal with him in a very tactfully. But still, he was thinking that how can I really, really cheat them? And at that point in time, there was a brahmachari, one Prabhupada disciple, one Western devotee from US. His name was Giriraj. Giriraj Brahmachari. Now he is Giriraj Maharaj. Right? He is a sannyasi. So at that point, he was a brahmachari. And this Mr. N was thinking, how do I trap him? Right? So that once he is really gone, because he is a kind of a leader of this temple inauguration now, temple construction now, if I really trap him, everything will go away. So he tried so many ways, but this Giriraj was very strong. Right? He was very loyal to Prabhupada in following whatever he was saying. But then one day he thought that, okay, let me give the most important Brahmastra. What is the Brahmastra? Especially, it is mentioned that lust. Right? Right? He said that, okay, let me take this Giriraj to a red light area. And he took him and kind of, he brought so many, this ladies and tried to kind of persuade in so many ways. But this Giriraj Brahmachari at that point of time, he was completely steady, right? And at that point of time, that he was really praying. He was not praying for himself. He was praying that how these girls, they will get the mercy of the Lord. And how they are suffering so much in this area, in this place, let them be delivered. And seeing that, this Mr. Nan got bewildered. What is really happening to this boy? If anybody else would have been there, he would have been really flat. Right? But you see, this is a strength. This is the kala bala. This is a spiritual strength. Because this Giriraj Maharaj, he was thinking at that point of time, my spiritual master, Srila Prabhupada, has given so much of faith on me. He has developed the trust on me that I have to set up this beautiful temple for Radha Ras Bihari. I have to do that service, and by that he will be pleased. And because my spiritual master is a Mukunda Prashta, he's so dear to Lord Mukunda. How can I really be, so disloyal, faithless, disobedient, and mistrust him? Right? He was like a child also. When a child he thinks that he has so much of respect for the parents, will he at any point of time he commit mistake? Because always you think that, oh, my parents are there, oh, what my parents will think. Similarly, a disciple always thinks that, oh, I have the blessings of spiritual master, I have the trust of my spiritual master, I have received the instruction from my spiritual, how can I really break that trust? Right? And then he always gets the strength to take it forward. So not only he gets the discrimination power, but also he gets the determination also to follow the devotion. Right? Sometimes we say that, oh, I'm not able to chant my rounds consistently. Oh, I'm not able to study Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam consistently. Why? Because we are not praying in front of Srila Prabhupada. We are not praying in front of our, Guru. Right? So that, oh Lord, oh Acharyas, our Guru Parampara, please give us that mercy through which I can follow. I can, pick up that sword and cut all that attachments. Right? Yes, that's where we're talking about how Balraam appears before Krishna appears. So yes, first Krishna prasade Guru mile, Guru prasade Krishna mile. Saksa dharittvena samasta sastre. Right? Yes, only through the mercy of the spiritual master, right, who has come as a representative of the Lord. The spiritual masters, La Prabhupada, they are the mercy form, right, of the Lord Balraam. Right? Once you follow their instructions, then we are empowered to follow the instructions, and we are empowered to follow this path. Right? So yes, there is a nice pastime how, right, Garga Muni comes for the naming ceremony and he gives beautiful names, right, as a Balraam, as a Rohini Nandan, as a Bala, as a Sankarsan, right? And then, yes, we talked about how Balraam is also the source of spiritual strength. Right? He helps us in really getting rid of all these the anarthas that we might have for millions of lifetimes. Right? And yes, we talked about this karsan to akarsan. First, we need to be willing to be plowed by the instruction of the spiritual master, of our teacher, and then we'll get attracted to the flute of Krishna. So yes, that's why Balram Purnima comes first, and then comes the Janmashtami. So first, we have to pray to the spiritual masters, La Prabhupada and our Acharyas, to seek their mercy. Then Guru Prasade, Krishna Mile. Once you have the mercy of Lord Balram, so especially for the devotees, yes, and tomorrow is also much more important day for us, even for Janmashtami. So yes, we are preparing our consciousness for Janmashtami. Right? We want to get the mercy of Lord Krishna. Before that, before sowing that seed, you have to plow it nicely. That's what they do it in the farms, right? First they plow it, then they put the seeds. Right? Yes, Balram Jayanti, yes, we have to take shelter of our Acharyas, of Lord Balram. Right? And he gives us the strength. Okay? So there is so much, but we'll just kind of, we talked about different forms. Yes, even the Vrindavan Dham is also Lord Balram. Okay, maybe we'll just tell you one story and then we'll pause it today. So, in Vrindavan, so many demons came, and one of the demon was known as Pralambasura. Anybody has heard what is Pralambasura? We have heard Putana, we have heard Sakatasura, we talked about Vatsasura, and one of the demon was called Pralambasura. So, Krishna and Balaram, they used to love playing. They used to love playing in Vrindavan. And different kinds of play. The source of all games also, is also Krishna and Balram's playful pastimes in Vrindavan. Right? Sometimes they used to sing like cuckoo. Sometimes they used to throw bela or amalaki fruit, and another boy will really throw it, whether they will kind of hit that ball or not. Right? So there were so many wonderful. For some boys, they will also try to fly like birds. Somebody would like to jump like frogs. Right? And another day they wanted to play this. What is that game? they said that okay, we'll play duel. Yeah? Duel means like combat, right? One person will really fight against. So they made a two party. One party is a Krishna's party. Another one is a Balram's party. And in Krishna's party, we had some devotees, right? We had a Krishna, and then we had like there's a Bhadra Sen, and so on. And then in Balram's party, we had Sridama, we had Subal, and so on, right? And they found that there's somehow one boy is missing. And at that point of time, Krishna and Balram saw there is one more boy coming. But Krishna Balram recognized he's not a boy, but he's a demon. But he had come as a boy, and that was a Pralambasura, right? And he said that okay, that the demon thought that okay, maybe I cannot fight 101 with Krishna, but then I will fight 101 with Balram. So let me be in Krishna's party. But once Balram is somehow I can subdue him, and then Krishna also will go because of separation of Balram. That's what he was thinking. So then the fight happened, and do you know what was the result of that fight? Which party won? Krishna's team or Balram's team? Huh? Krishna's team? Krishna, we said just now, he is the Sarvavatari Krishna. From him everything comes. So who will win? Yes. We heard of this Damodar pastime, the Yashoda Damodar pastime. Yes, Krishna is the source of all, but then he willingly gets defeated by mother's love. Right here, in this case also, yes, there was a fighting between the Krishna and Balram party, but then Krishna willingly got defeated. Harina Bhaktya Vasyata. Right? Somatu Sinna Gatraya Visrasta Kavarasraja Drustva Parisramam Krishna Kripaya Asi Swabandhane. Yes, out of his causeless mercy, seeing the effort of Mother Yasoda, Krishna got bound. And similarly here also, seeing the devotion of the his friends, he really got defeated. Krishna got defeated. And then the deal was that whoever gets defeated, they will have to carry the other member. So Krishna, right? Here as you say Krishna, he carried, I think, was that Sridama, and here Pralambasura, he was the part of Krishna's team, and he carried Balram, right? And here Bhadrasena carried Sridama, and like that, so the different coward boys, they were really carrying the other parties, and they were really came back. But this boy, right, he was really going around, he wanted to really go far. And at that point of time, right, Balram was thinking, where is he really taking, yes, I wanted to also have a joyride, like when Krishna went up, with Trunavrata, or Krishna also was playing on Kaliya. I also wanted a joyride, but but there should be a limit also, right? He's going me everywhere so fast speed, right? Definitely he must not be a coward boy. He must be a demon. And then once Balram understood that he's a demon, and then he made himself heavier and heavier and heavier. And seeing that, like, right, this boy, he really resumed his original form. You see, this is another important characteristics of any person. If you really squeeze, like we have also discussed many times, if you squeeze somebody, the originality will come out. Right? You understand? If you squeeze a mango, what a mango juice will come out. If you squeeze neem juice will come out. If somebody squeezes you in the office or at home, what really comes out? Anger. Because that is within us. And here, that boy, he was the demon. Right? Though he was pretending himself as a cowherd boy. But then Lord Balram squeezed him enough, and then his original form as a demon came out. Right? And then, right, Lord Balram, he understood that, and he gave a big fist on his head, and that demon was really dropped dead. And all the devatas, they poured so many flowers and said, Lord Balram Bhagavan ki jai. Yes, this is how it is. Right? And yes, it is mentioned, like we have been discussing also that how each of these demons, they represent, right, one of the anarthas within our heart. And this Pralambasura also represents lust. Right? Sometimes this lust comes as a friend in a disguise. That okay, it's okay. Right? This lust is nothing but propensity to enjoy. चलता है, एक दिन enjoy माड़ी कर लेते हैं. Right? Right? So here, but that really comes as a really what do you call that the dangerous snake, right? To really devour bhakti. So why this lust or this bisaya is so dangerous for a devotee? It's more, this bisaya is more dangerous than bisa. Do you know why? Because through bisa, through the poison, poison will take away one's body from a soul, right? Will take away. But this visaya will keep the soul away from the Krishna for forever. You got my point? Right? How this visaya will keep the soul away from Krishna for millions of lifetimes. So that's why this visaya, this bhoga vancha, this bhoga vritti is so dangerous than even the poison. Right? So yes, that's why devotees, they really try to be away from the bhoga bhav, but they really try to cultivate seva bhav. And that seva bhav, right, once we get that opportunity to serve the devotees, then we feel that this is the real mercy of the Lord. Right? Yes, now on the day of Janmashtami or as a preparation to Janmashtami, we are getting so many opportunities to serve the Lord, through which we can transform our bhoga ichha to seva ichha, from bhoga vritti to seva vritti, from indriya trupti to bhagavat trupti. And that's what we are discussing. IT to BT. Yes, all of us work in IT. IT means indriya trupti. Right? All of us are so much absorbed in indriya trupti. But then Lord is saying that once you serve the Lord and His devotees, and then that propensity will get transformed into Bhagavat Trupti. Yes, this is an opportunity. This is that, that's why we call the ISKCON is a exchange, right? Sometimes you go to outside US or Europe, you want to get dollar or euro, right? You will really get it transformed, right? From money to dollar or euro. You need an exchange. Similarly, these centers, right, are like the exchange centers. Yes, we want to come here so that, okay, we'll also get our name, fame, prestige. But then, once we come in touch with the devotees, once we get an opportunity to serve the Lord and His devotees, our Bhagav Vritti will get transformed into Seva Vritti. Our Indra Trupti will get transformed to Bhagavat Trupti. Okay, so there are so many teachings are there, but we'll just pause it here. Any questions or comments from anyone? Yes, bro. Balraam, very good question. Very good question. Very good question. Very intelligent question. This is what really is being appreciated by our acharyas, to ask to have that intelligent questions like this. Why some demons were killed by Krishna and why some demons were killed by Balram? Like Dhenukasura, we could not speak. Dhenukasura is another demon who really was killed by Balram. Why? There are two things, like we have heard also in our Damodar pastime. To get the phala, to get this fruit of our devotion, we need two things. Swanistha, Bhagavat Nistha. Our endeavor and Lord's mercy. Yeah. So, some of the anarthas are there which really get annihilated by Lord Krishna's mercy, by Lord Krishna's causeless mercy. But there are some anarthas where we have to put our effort. Right? You got it? So there are some anarthas are there which really get devoured, annihilated by the causeless mercy of Krishna. Right? And there are some anarthas which, to annihilate them, we need to put our effort. Right? Just like a child also. Once he puts a little effort, and then parents really facilitates that. Right? There are some things which, right, parent facilitates, parents helps. But there are something like this is the independent will of a child that is not really can be changed by parents. That a person has to really make himself, that the choice, right? Somebody has to determine that choice. Like now, we had a choice whether this long weekend we had to go somewhere else, or this long weekend we'll stay in Bangalore and do some seva for upcoming Janmashtami next week. Right? Lord gives the opportunity to everybody. That is His causeless mercy. But then to put our effort, right, is our choice. Right? And once we put that choice, all that lethargy or all the lust will really go away. Right? Yeah. Yes, it's a like how acharyas, they're so scientifically, right, really gives, there's so much detail about each of the demons, how they represent, and how should really work towards it to remove it. Right? Yes, so many people talk about, some, be positive, this or that, some, patch up solution. But then once we really understand our scriptures, go through the scriptures, they really have given us how we can really practice it, right? To transform this hatred into love, to that selfishness to the selflessness, right? To the greed to generosity. It is possible. Right? That's a life transformation is really possible, right? With the mercy of the acharyas, in the association of the devotees, and by engaging us in some services. Yes, this Janmashtami, this Lord Balraam, he's also is the source of all the services. He tells us, like we talked about, how Lord Balraam engages in the various services, and he also tells us how we can engage in services, right? Yes, we have to pray to Balram how we can really be, enthusiastic to serve the Lord. We really need to understand. Last time only in our Madhavendra Puri Katha we were discussing that beautiful prayer of Bhakti Vinod Thakur. Tomar sevaye dukha hoye jata seita parama sukha seva sukha dukha parama sampada avidya vidayena nasaye avidya dukkha. Right? He says that how whatever the difficulties, yes, on the day of Janmashtami we will be fasting, or some of them will be on Anukalpa, but still you see the devotees will be so enthusiastically, absorbed in seva. How? Because they are getting so much of nourishment and the mercy from Lord. This is the day we are getting an opportunity to serve directly Krishna. We have served so for a million of times for our birthday or for our somebody who is related to our skin. But now today is the opportunity, we get opportunity to serve the Lord Krishna, who is so close to our heart, who is so close to our soul, the super soul. Right? That's why we really so fully, enlivened, energized. Though even though it's a fasting, still the devotee is always smiling on that day. Why? And seeing that smiling, all the visitors, they really get enlivened. Right? Wow, what kind of living entities are these? Right? Whenever we do some just breakfast thoda sa late ho jata hai, then you kind of have so much of emotions, right? But then this devotee is whole day, right? Like fasting, but still they are serving till midnight. Right? Yes. Any other questions or comments? Yes. Yes. Yeah, so there are so many variations are there, right? But yes, like we hear that he's Yasoda Nandan, right, in this Dwarka, and in the previous life, yes, he's also called the son of Kausalya, right? And yes, Kaikeyi also, definitely apart from those couple of moments where she was really disturbed by the words of mantra, she was really loving Ram more than Bharat. That was the love of Mother Kaikeyi. But because of the association, right, she got disturbed. So that's another learning that we can really learn from that pastime. So even if we might be serving so much, but somehow or other we get into a bad association, our whole life gets spoiled. Right? But then Lord does not sees the negative marks, right, or what are the negative things you did. Always gives the opportunity so that we can serve again and again. But we should not, delay our love, or we should not create an inconvenience to the Lord. Right? Yes, very good. Okay, yes, that's the last question. Yes, Prabhu.
So we see that we have Krishna Balram, right? And then we have Ram Lakshmana. We have
Yes,
all the avatars, if we see, like Jagannath and Balabhadra, we have.
yes.
So, like, is it for the seva bhav which God is present to us, and we always have either brother or brother?
Yes. Yes. So, like especially once we read Chaitanya Charitamrita and this chapter actually of Nityananda Prabhu, it is given. In Treta Yuga, Lakshman came as a younger brother, but then he thought that, oh, I have to serve Lord Ram. But Lord Ram, sometimes he behaves in such a way that I'm not able to control his thoughts. He kind of when this Kaikeyi episode happened, if I would have been there, I would have really subdued Kaikeyi, Manthara, and everybody, and I would have really captured so that Lord Ram will be the the king. right? Or how come, like, Lord Ram can really test Mother Sita? It's not possible. She is the kind of, mother of the supreme goddess. How is it, I cannot do this kind of, lila sahai. Next time I will come, I'll be his elder brother, I will tell you what to do. This is a different mood. Now, if Lord's brother want to serve the Lord, sometimes they want to serve only, sometimes they want to dictate also, Lord. Okay, you should do like this. Hare Krishna. Okay, so now let's proceed to our next part. You can pause it.